Welcome everyone to the Field School Scholarship Info session. This is presented by KPU Study Abroad from myself and Chanel. Next slide, please. Before we start, I want to acknowledge that at KPU, we live, work, and study in a region that overlaps with the unceded traditional and ancestral First Nation territories of the Musqueam, Katzie, Semiahmoo, Tsawwassen, Kikay, and Coquitlam, and with the lands of the Kwantlen First Nation, which obviously gives its name to this university. Next slide, please. So for those who don't know me, my name's Ada. I am the Manager of Global Learning and Partnerships here at KPU International in the Study Abroad office. I also have Chanel here with me. Chanel, do you want to say hello?
Hey everyone, my name is Chanel Wong. I'm the Study Abroad Coordinator, and I'm the coordinator for the Field School programs too. Nice to meet you.
Wonderful. So next slide, please. So Chanel and I are going to present a few things here, probably for the next 20 minutes, and then to give you guys some time to ask questions at the very end. So we're going to go through some introduction of the field schools. We're going to talk about costs. And of course, we're going to talk about the types of scholarships available to you all. Chanel's also going to guide you through the application in case you haven't started your application yet. And we're going to review some deadlines, some frequently asked questions, and then we're going to open the floor up for you to ask any questions. You're also welcome to ask questions in the chat box. We'll try to answer as Chanel and I take turns presenting. Okay. All right, so I'll pass it over to Chanel, who's going to lead you through the first part.
So before we start, just want to give everyone an overview about what is a field school. So at KPU, Field School is actually a course and it's a faculty-led global experiential learning program. Usually it lasts for around 2 to 3 weeks in terms of the travel portion, plus 1 to 4 weeks of the pre-travel classes, and depending on the course that you're taking, it would usually 3 or 6 credits. And usually in terms of the group size, there will be around 15 to 25 students for each field schools. And all the students will have to pay for the program fee in order to participate for the field school programs, and besides the tuition fee of the course too. So and it is a really unique experience that KPU offers, because besides the normal classes, you will also get a chance to travel together with your faculty, the instructors, as well as your classmate. And at KPU, for KPU Study Abroad office, our team's role is to support you throughout the programs, from applications, for all the program logistics, risk management, and also we will provide you more information before you leave the countries through a pre-departure trainings. We also provide support in terms of scholarships, and we'll go over it a bit more later on. And we also support faculty on this. And here is an overview of all the field school programs that we will be offering in the upcoming years. But please note that all the application deadlines for the field school programs will be either in October or November. And please refer to the corresponding page for more details about the deadline and the travel date. So for next year, we have a design field school going to Germany and Czechia, Amazon field schools going to Colombia and the Amazon rainforest region, fashion field school going to the UK and France, and we also have a nursing field schools going to Sri Lanka. And I would pass it over to Ada to talk about. Or is it me? It's me, right, Ada? I forgot. So in terms of the cost,
that is with me. Yeah, Chanel.
Okay.
Yeah, I can talk about it. No worries. I see that some people are having issues with the audio. Please let me know if you can't hear it, but it seems like everybody else is okay. So if you have issues with the audio, feel free to log in and log out again. That might resolve the issue. And sorry, Chanel, actually, I think this part is still yours. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Thank you for following up on the chat, Ada. So in terms of the program fee, we do receive a lot of emails from students asking about that. So it really depends on the programs itself, and but generally it would be around 34,000 to 45,000, and I suggest you to refer back to the corresponding field school page for more details about the program fee. And besides the program fee as mentioned, you will also have to pay for your tuition fee, which is separate from the program fee. And it will be treated as a normal KPU tuition fee. So you can also check out the KPU website for the exact amount that you have to pay. And you will also have to pay by yourself for the flight ticket and some other personal expenses that you'll be using during your trip, as well as some of the food that is not mentioned on the website. Yes, and for the program fees, it usually it includes all the accommodations throughout the program, some meals depending on the field schools, and the tours, excursions, and some, for example, museums admission fees are included in the program fee. Again, the international flight and your personal expenses, as well as tuition, are not included in the program fee. And now I'll pass it over to Ada to talk more about the available scholarships.
Okay, so let's talk about the scholarships. I mean, after seeing the cost, you might be worried about how you're going to afford all of this. And it is a good question to ask. It's also a question that we ask ourselves in terms of how we can support you students on this experience. So we're really happy to announce that we have a new scholarship under the name KPU Global Experiences Scholarship. And this is why we out of the blue, had this info session on the scholarship. It was just recently approved. Next slide, please, Chanel. Sorry, one more, please. Yeah, so I'll talk about the orange box first. So this is an amount for $2,000 to $3,000, and it is funded actually by KPU, the institution itself. So it was approved by the institution just recently after we put in a proposal to ask, can you fund our field school students on these experiences, these wonderful experiences developed by the faculty members, and the institution said yes. So in terms of eligibility, number one is, of course, that you have to be admitted to the field school. So right now you are going to be applying, and Chanel will explain what that would look like. Long story short, you're just putting the application together, the two applications, scholarship and the field school application. So we have to be admitted to the field school in order to be eligible to the scholarship. It is a needs-based award and merit-based award. What that means is actually explained in the next point, where we're going to basically into two categories below. So the first category is students with low income or with financial need. The other category that we look at is students with outstanding academic achievement. I know sometimes students are like, well, I'm not a 4.4 or 4.21 student. Still apply. Don't worry about that. What this really means is that we will look at your GPA when we are evaluating. If you're not so confident about your GPA, I still recommend applying. Sometimes it's relative, sometimes yeah, don't worry so much about it's not being a 4.0. Okay, so I just want to put that there out there. Excuse me. And next slide, please. So what is required for this scholarship? So the first thing is a general awards application form. So you will find this on the MoveOn platform when you are applying for your specific field school. So when you apply, there's a tab that says scholarship, and in it will bring you to the newest application form. Chanel did tell me that some students maybe here have already applied and submitted these scholarship forms. If you have, please submit the newest version, because we recently updated this this form. If you have any questions about that, just email us and we'll resolve that. we need a copy of your unofficial transcript. And then lastly, this is a mandatory piece as well. It's one reference letter. So this would be a community or an academic reference letter. We have a little asterisk there saying preferably not from your field school faculty leaders, because also we don't want to inundate them with 15 to 20 reference letter requests. So when I say community, it could be your work supervisor. It could be, a volunteer supervisor, various things, like if you volunteer at your local community center or anything like that, you can also get your supervisor to write you a reference letter. Okay. Next slide, please. No, back to Chanel for this one.
Yeah, so now I know many of you probably have already started your field school applications. Just want to go through with you in case if you're having any issues and you're not very sure on how to work on that. So actually for the scholarships applications, you can just apply through the same form. And I will show you how to do it. But basically, you can find the link to the online application form from the corresponding field school website. And you can just fill out, register an account for under the portal. And after that, you will be able to access the form and fill that out. Maybe I will share with you my other screens and go through the process with you, so to make sure that you understand how it works. Okay, sure.
Thanks.
Okay. So yeah, I just use the Amazon Field School as an example, but if you're applying for other field schools, please click into the corresponding the page for your the field school that you want to apply for. So first you can all the informations about the field school, including the cost and what covered under the program fee are listed here. So feel free to take a look and let us know if you have any questions. And for the scholarship application form, you can download it either from here, the field school webpage, or from the portal, the application portal. So if you scroll down to the very end, you will see a link to the application form. So once you click into it, it will bring you to a portal and will ask you to first register for an account. And after registering, you will be able to log in to this portal, and you will see something like this here. So you will need to fill out all the required field. The first part is there are actually 3 parts in total for the application form. So the first part, we're asking you for your personal information. The second part is to just make sure that you're aware of the travel policy requirement for the destinations that you're going to. And for the third part is about scholarships. As you can see, like if you're planning to apply for the scholarships, please click yes here. And then we will ask you to select the scholarships that you're planning to apply for. So if you're planning to apply for all 3, you can also click all 3 scholarships here. And we ask you for an official transcript as well if you're applying for scholarships. If you're not sure how to do it, we included a link here, which is a YouTube video teaching you how to download the transcript and an official transcript from your OSS portal. So feel free to take a look if you're not sure how to do it. And for the application form, so if you're applying for the GuardMe Mobility Fund and the KPU Global Experiences scholarships that we just mentioned, the new field school scholarships, you can just fill out this general award application form. So you can click here as well to download the form. Yeah, so this is how it is like for the application form. And I'll go through this form with you in a minute. Yes, and if you're planning to apply for One World, this is you can also check out the link here. And make sure you upload both the transcripts and the award application form. And after filling out all three parts of your field school application, you can just click submit here, and we will be able to view all the documents that you have submitted. But remember that besides, if you're planning to apply for a scholarships, besides this application form, you will also you'll be asked to submit a reference form, which needs to be sent directly from your reference, not by you, to international programs at kpu.ca, and you can find more information about the steps for the reference form in the scholarships application form too. And now maybe I'll also quickly go through the award application form with you. So it is a very it's application form with 6 pages. It looks like a lot, but mainly we're just asking you for to confirm your to share with us your student informations, to confirm the programs that you're applying, as well as the award that you're applying. So if you want to be considered for both scholarships, you can just click here. And here as well, as Ada mentioned, there are 2 categories for the field school scholarship, the KPU Global Experiences scholarships. If you would like to be considered for both categories, you can just click yes here. And if you're answering yes for category 1, please also fill out this budget form as well. Yes, and you can also find information about how to submit download the unofficial transcripts, as well as how to submit the reference form here. Yes. And that's pretty much it in terms of the scholarships and field school application form. I see in the chat Emily is asking about reference forms. Yes, so we share information about the number of reference form required for each scholarships in the scholarship application form too. So for the KPU Global Experiences Scholarship, we only ask for 1 reference form, and for the GATME International Students International Students Global Mobility Fund, you will have to submit 2 references, but you will be able to use the 2 references for both awards in case if you're applying for 2 awards. So as mentioned, you have also to submit reference form for the Global Experiences scholarships. You will only have to submit 1 reference form, and please make sure that your reference send it to us directly instead of through you. And also just want to note that the reference form we have at KPU cannot be used for OneWorld, because there's a separate reference form under the OneWorld application in case if you still want to apply. So in short, so if you want to apply for the field schools, so you can just fill out the first 2 parts of the field school applications. And if you're planning to apply for additional scholarships, please fill out the last part as well and submit the required document. And Ada, as you mentioned, I will just remove the OneWorld scholarship part in the application form to make it easier, to make sure that your everyone's applying for the scholarships that we have funding for.
Yeah, so I am going to reiterate this again, and you will all receive an email after this presentation as well, is that OneWorld Scholarship, we will not open it for now, because I don't want you to, it's a pretty lengthy application. I don't want you guys to have to fill in everything until I get a confirmation from the funder, and I don't usually hear from them until, well, usually it is February 1st, a minimum of that. So I don't think that's part of your decision making of whether you're going to go to a field school or not this time around. So if there is new or any scholarships that come out in the next 6 months, I will notify all applicants, all all students who are accepted into the field school program. So at this time, Chanel will remove the One World Scholarship.
Yeah, so for the deadline for scholarships, it will be the same date as your the field school application deadlines. So for different field schools, there are different application deadlines. So please pay attention to it. And other important note that is, please do not buy your ticket before you're accepted to the programs and before you have paid your deposit. Okay, so I will pass it over to Ada to go through some of the FAQs.
Sounds good. I just want to reiterate what Chanel said too. Any financial commitment to make sure you receive your program application acceptance first and you paid your deposit before doing anything. So don't worry so much about tickets yet. Yeah, so just make sure you're fully accepted. Then you make any decisions. You can do that yourself, including any visa application if you are not a Canadian a citizen. Okay, so next slide. We're going to go through some FAQs that we think that you may be asking. I've applied for another KPU scholarship before. Can I still apply? Yes. The GES is a brand new one, so there's no conflict with any other existing KPU scholarship. Next slide. When will I know if I got the scholarship? So someone just asked this question. We will include your scholarship application result in the same email as your field school program acceptance result. So you'll know all together before you have to pay the deposit. Okay, next slide. Who can I ask for a reference? I kind of mentioned this already. Instructors at KPU or any institutions you studied at, ideally not your field school instructor, and your work supervisor, your volunteer supervisors. Again, not your friends, please. Okay, next slide, please. When will I get my scholarship? So this is the thing. Money moves a bit slower here. We have to go to finance department, all of that. So when we give you the offer letter, that is a promise that the money will come. Usually, I have to say, usually it's about 3 months, but I don't know at this time what the expected time of arrival. So I do think you should plan in advance so you have the money in advance. The scholarship is in some form like a reimbursement in many ways. So you can expect the whole amount to be with you by April to May. Usually, as I mentioned, it's around 3 months. Okay. Next slide. Are there other funding available? So Deepinder just mentioned this earlier. Yes, there are. So there's something called the Student and Educational Enhancement Fund. That is not administered by my office here. Our office is actually by the Student Aid and Financial Award, Student Awards and Financial Aid Office, SAFA. We will send you the links in the email that we're sending after this. They know that there's a field school happening, and quite a lot of our students do apply for the SEEF fund. There are also some other external funders that are non-KPU affiliated. For example, there's an organization called BC Study Abroad. They often have these smaller, maybe $500 to $1,000 scholarships available. I know also some students, they do fundraising efforts, and this is something that you have to self-organize yourself. But that can also help with funding this experience. So thank you for everyone who are here today, and good luck on your application. Thank you.